Live, local, late breaking. This is Newswatch 12 this morning.
Good morning. The time is 6 o'clock on July 22nd. Welcome to Newswatch 12 this morning. I'm Carlos Marietta. We're taking a live look at talent by the Camelot Theater. We first want to turn over to Storm Tracker 12 meteorologist Sarah Kress for a look at our Tuesday. And Sarah, nice and cool. Weird to say low 80s is a cool day for us in the summer, but as we're heading back in today, can we expect those temps to pick up a little bit?
They're definitely going to be feeling a bit warmer for us today. Back up to seasonal into the 90s for our highs, but the lower 90s. Well, definitely not too hot just yet, but it'll be feeling a little bit nicer this morning. We're on the cooler side, but we're also tracking out isolated showers and thunderstorm potentials into the afternoon today. Also waking up this morning with coastal clouds and areas of fog along the coast. Here's a look out at Gold Beach this morning. Can't see much of the sky as you're heading out the door. We could see some more breaks and some sunshine work its way in later into the day, but temperatures along the coast will stay a bit more mild than areas inland. But this morning we're at 56 into Medford, 44 to Klamath Falls, Montague 52, Grants Pass 55, Lakeview we're at 52, but take a look at Chamal, 39 degrees this morning. Definitely starting off on the cooler side compared to yesterday, where it's 16 degrees cooler than we were waking up yesterday into Klamath Falls, 10 into Medford. So despite that cooler start to the day, temperatures are going to be feeling a bit warmer for us compared to your Monday. 92 into Medford, Grants Pass will be at 91, East Side 82 to Klamath Falls, and Wairika 88, and like I mentioned earlier along the coast, we'll see 62 into Brookings. Now, like I mentioned earlier, we are tracking potentials for isolated storms to develop into the afternoon. Better chances going to be east side into Northern California. So coming up in our next forecast, I'll talk a little bit more about the timing and then what we can expect in the days ahead.
And moving into the fire watch, the Butler fire has now grown to over 17,500 acres as evacuation orders and warnings remain in place. Crews have had some good success with air support, and incident management says additional resources have arrived. The fire is continuing to grow at a moderate rate, and firefighters say they've been dealing with spot fires and rollouts. Despite the challenges, the fire is now 6% contained.
There are some challenges in there. It's pretty steep. They've had some rollout. We had some injuries in there the other day, so we're going in there cautiously, but still trying to work that piece direct.
The Six Rivers National Forest is implementing Level 1 fire restrictions, limiting campfires, smoking, and the use of spark-causing equipment to help prevent new ignitions. Community members should expect extended traffic delays on Sawyers Bar Road as crews and equipment are in the area. A closer look at traffic impacts are on our website at kdrv.com. And we do have new details about the firefighters who were injured Friday afternoon. The U.S. Forest Service says crews working on the hillside when a fire-damaged tree began to fall. The crew boss yelled "tree" to warn other firefighters who scattered in response, and one was struck by the tree and two others were hit by the tree's branches. Two firefighters were transported to Redding for medical care, while the third was assessed and released at Incident Command. The Forest Service says they are not releasing patient information, but they are reviewing the incident and working to initiate a facilitated learning analysis. And some evacuations have also been downgraded for the Board Shanty fire as crews continue mop-up operations. The 469-acre fire is now 14% contained, and only 3 Level 1 evacuations remain in place for Josephine County. Crews say smoke may be still visible as material burns inside perimeter lines, but the fire is not threatening any primary lines. Firefighters are still watching out for rolling materials on steep slopes. And moving to the Elk Fire in Klamath County, all evacuations for this fire have now been lifted. The 88% contained fire and operations are beginning to shift to patrol status, and containment on the Hagglesteen fire is also increasing, which is now up to 45%. Both fires are expected to be transferred back to local command in the near future. In continuing our coverage of what locals call Homeless Hill, the city of Wairika has posted a notice for all to vacate the property by July 30th. Now, we told you about the hill back in May, as the construction of Wairika Base Camp is aimed to provide low-barrier housing. Now, the city is ordering those using the property to camp in storage to vacate. The city will then remove abandoned camps, trash, and debris for 30 days. Moving to the crime alert, an ongoing issue with graffiti in White City has community members raising concerns. Residents have told Newswatch 12 that the issue has been going on for months now. One even said his neighbors try to repaint their fences or put up new ones, but they keep getting vandalized. We reached out to Jackson County Sheriff's Office as well as White City Police, but we're still waiting for a response. We'll continue to track this story and bring you the latest details when they become available. And the man arrested for the active shooting incident that occurred in Ashland over the weekend was in court. Oregon State Police said the 29-year-old Ashland resident, Devonta Madersh, was shot a firearm at a responding officer before running off. The Ashland resident is now facing up to 10 counts, one of them being attempted murder in the first degree. Mader will have a preliminary hearing next week on July 28th, and the judge has his bail set at $1 million. And this morning, the man accused of murdering and sexually assaulting a 3-year-old that he was babysitting will appear in court. Marion Spence was last in court on June 18th, where he pleaded not guilty to his charges. If he is found guilty, he will face life without parole or even the death sentence. A closer look at Spence's charges can be found on our website. In news this morning, Oregon was ranked to have one of the worst education systems in the country, according to a study by Wallet Hub. The study compared things like test scores, safety, and dropout rates, and many other factors. Oregon came in at 47th overall, while also coming in at 45th and 44th for math and reading scores. Oregon also has the 7th worst dropout rate in the country, while Idaho has the highest rate. And with the government removing the LGBTQ+ option from the National Suicide Hotline, local groups are finding ways to fill that gap. Organizations like the Transponder and the Lavender Network are groups for LGBTQ+ people and want them to know that they are still out there and still have resources to help. Groups like the Lavender Project and Transponder are among many groups nationally with tight budgets, causing them to rely on the help of groups like the Trevor Project for LGBTQ+ specific services.
Our community, specifically locally, we luckily have a number of LGBTQ serving nonprofits and social groups and things like that can help people out.
If you or someone you know are in need of support, you can reach out to the Trevor's Project hotline, which that number is on your screen, or you can find local support through lavendernetwork.org. And as the school year approaches, the Salvation Army of Jackson County is opening sign-ups for back-to-school backpacks. These backpacks are filled with the supplies listed on each student's published supplies list. And right now, parents or guardians can contact a community outreach worker as long as their student is registered. The Jackson County coordinator says every child deserves to start the school year with the tools they need to succeed. And the Japanese All-Star team is in Ashland, and practice is already underway for the Pacific Rim Bowl. Players arrived on Sunday and were greeted by the South Valley Wolfpack. Day one of practice has already completed, and now the Japanese players are getting glimpses of the culture in the Rogue Valley with their host families. The captain of the team, Kosai Kahara, says the people are already making an impact on him.
The people around here is really nice. The host families especially, they were really kind to me, and they understand my culture as well, and I try to understand their culture, which makes it a valuable experience for me.
The city of Grants Pass has announced that applications for the tree canopy program has opened for the fall season. For $100, the city will plant a tree on your property, and applications are due by November 1st, and the city only has 40 trees available, so it's first come, first served basis. And tomorrow, the Curry County Fair will be kicking off at Gold Beach and will run till Saturday. The fair will have local exhibits, live music, and of course, carnival rides. Kids 12 and under get in for free tomorrow, and the fair will open at 12 p.m. and will be closed at 10:30 at night.